Hello, my busy bees. So in one of my recent videos where I was reviewing some free drawing apps to see if they were good for beginners, I actually had a few people asking me to revisit the app Sketchbook because they actually really prefer it as a beginner. And I just want to clarify, I never thought the app was bad. It's just kind of a ranking more than anything. Okay, first things first. In this app is the bar at the top of the screen. A few options with this bar, right? You can move your character around, you can skew it, all those basic tools. But I mainly wanted to talk about two of those tools because there's something that I would use all the time in my art personally, which is the ruler. I use the ruler more than you guys think that I do. And the stabilization tool. I don't remember what I said about the stabilization tool last time, but it's not like the craziest. It is the most similar to Procreate that I remember. It's really weird though. You can see it being dragged along like it's being dragged by a string, which is very strange, but it's not like I hate it. It does the job, you know what I mean? It's just kind of awkward when the stabilization is dragged like that. Cause I don't know what it is. It's hard for me to like place it properly when it does that. But does it still make my lines smooth? Yes. Do I have to redo it a few times though to get it to look right? Oh, so yes. So I mean, you know, it's kind of in between, but I do use stabilization a lot because I draw a lot of round shaped things. But anyway, and what was the other thing I said? Oh yeah, the ruler. There's a part to the ruler that I wanted to touch up on. There's this curved ruler that you can do and you can like adjust it to like whatever. This, I didn't get a chance to use it in my little just doodling whatever in the app thing, but I would use that literally all of the time. Because it gives me a good perception of like, you know when you're doing figure drawings and you get the line of direction pretty much where they draw that big line for the entire character to kind of show you the proportions of balance in the character, whatever. This tool would be great for drawing that line because of the fact that it's literally a ruler. Like you can set it up and be like, oh yeah, that looks like it'll balance on its own and then draw that direction. Like it'd be a good tool if I put it into practice that way. And it's also just a good tool for drawing any curve, really. And it was kind of funky. I've never seen something like that before. But anyway, those are two of my favorite parts about that part of the app. Second thing I believe that I tested were, I was going through the brushes, because I'm drawing Muggy in this as my example for testing out this app. Muggy, pull up. How you doing, Muggy? Right. Anyway, I was testing out all the brushes because people were like, bro, there's actually so much more brushes you didn't even notice. Like, you gotta click on that one icon. There's so many brushes. Oh my god, you guys are right. This app is packed with brushes. And the second I opened that tab, I was immediately like, oh, gold, that's a lot. It's like, I love it so much though. It reminds me of old drawing programs because of the icons of the different brushes look like a literal like brush tool that you would get IRL. I love when apps do that. It's my favorite thing ever. Although I still prefer the way Procreate shows their brushes because you can literally see the texture of how the brush is laid out in a line when you are just scrolling. You know what I mean? You have to click on one of these brushes then to see how that stroke looks. And that's just an extra step in my drawing process I don't feel like going through. You know what I mean? But good brush options, you know? And if you are anything like me and you really just stick to like 2 different brushes, you got options, you know? And that's a good thing. People were like, you can adjust the brushes too and change things about them and whatever. I don't know. I couldn't figure all of that out. I could see that you could change the size and opacity, which is like cool. Knew you could do that. But when it comes to any other settings for changing brushes, from the perspective of a beginner, I'm not spending all that time trying to figure like the default brushes. The default brushes are good. I actually like the default pencil that I sketched this with, and I didn't really find a pen that I really liked, but I didn't go through all the brushes. I just kind of skimmed over them. But for the most part, they got good options. There's a lot, and there's a lot of good ones. So just depends on your taste and what you're going for, really. Last but not least is layer options. Okay, it has all the basics you would need for layering your art, right? Like you can add a layer, you can delete a layer, you can clear a layer. Things you just need. Okay, so 2 things. 1, where's the clipping mask? Am I tweaking? I was staring at this area of the canvas for a good like 5 minutes, just looking like, isn't there supposed to be a clipping tool? And I was trying to think to myself, I was like, yo, didn't I use one when I drew it the last time? But I don't think I did. I don't think I remember finding a clipping mask. My art survives off of a clipping mask. There is no drawing over here if I cannot clip my shadows and my highlights onto the base colors of my character. There's just why? Because it's so much effort to go around the lines and erasing things because I was scribbling outside the lines or just coloring in the lines. It's so much effort. It's too much. It's just too much. Ain't nobody got time for all that. Okay. I like a good clipping mask. So it was a little disappointing that I was staring at that for 5 minutes like, everything else on this app is relatively good for beginners. Where's the clipping mask? One of the most bootleg apps that I've ever had in my life even had a clipping mask. Like, this was crazy. I think there was something else, but honestly, I don't even remember. I'm really stuck on that clipping mask now. Anyways, that's pretty much the whole app. Last thing though is definitely saving things, and then your gallery. That was a little funky. Like you open the app and it just already gives you a file. That's weird. Then you open up your gallery. Weird. But I mean, it works. Just strange. Like full final honest review. Like if I were to rate this app at a 10, would I use this app again? Being 10, probably a solid 8. Like it's not horrible. I feel like I complained a lot, but it's not horrible. It just misses some of the things that I survive off of with Procreate. You know what I mean? But yeah, a solid 8 out of 10, in my opinion. If you're a beginner, I feel like this would work for you. This would work fine for you. Still would recommend Ibis Paint for all of its tools and stuff, but not a horrible app. Not a horrible app. Anyway, that's it from me. See you guys in the next one. Buzz buzz.